former Amazon employee Stephen Hune, whose job it was at Amazon to analyze interview candidates, laid out the patterns for what got someone hired versus what didn't. He said almost every single time it didn't come down to the person's technical ability. He said that oftentimes people will spend like 90% of their time practicing LeetCode or practicing for the technical questions, whereas only spending 5 to 10% of their time on the behavioral fit questions or just the culture fit questions. He said that for one, if you've made it to the final round and you're being evaluated against another candidate, chances are in all likelihood that you've already proven you can do the job and you have the ability. The question now just comes down to if the interviewer actually wants to work with you. Two, he said that if you've already practiced for like 40 hours on the technical assessment, then practicing for another 20 hours isn't going to do much for you because there's no way to actually prepare for the technical assessment. It's meant to be an artificial scenario that's requiring you to think on your feet. Whereas if someone asks you about a time that you resolve conflict or whatever, another behavioral question, this is actually not the time at all for you to be thinking on your feet or to give a word salad answer. This is when you should have your story recited. And that way, when someone asks it to you, you can give them a clean response back. He said that a lot of people come in with a misconception that if you practice too much for a behavioral question, then it comes across as inauthentic and you want to be able to just speak freely. But you have to put yourself in the shoes of the person who's interviewing you. If you want to figure out as an interviewer whether or not you want to work with someone and you want to figure out what they've done in the past, you don't want them to just ramble and you having to piece together what they're saying and put together the dots for their story. You want them to come with a clean and crisp answer that maybe they've recited a few times but communicates clearly what they're trying to say.